2 weeks after the Raleigh Raptor Squirts conquered Hershey, they hit Interstate 995 once again, but this time stopping just shy of DC for 4 games in the span of 27 hours. First up would be the DC NForcers at the newly minted Ion International Training Center. Timmy Winters gets the scoring started as Deacon puts a little sauce on a juicy backhand and serves up a delicious assist as Timmy knocks it in the breadbasket. Later in the first, Joseph Kurtz pops out of the box, grabs the puck in the neutral zone, and charges down ice to push the Raptors ahead by 2. Deacon rounds up the scoring in the first as he blasts one past the goalie to put the Raptors up 3-0 heading into the second. Raptors make it 4-0 as Ethan's shot deflects off a defender and finds itself on Dean Margulies' tape and then in the back of the net. Caleb and the Raptors win the ensuing faceoff and get it to Cambo, who scores the team's second in less than a minute. The Enforcers would get one back before Eric Plone holds one in the zone, steps up, weaves through a few defenders, and reestablishes the 5-goal lead. The Raptors go tic-tac-toe as Trevor Clem wins the faceoff to Timmy, who passes to Deacon, who nets it 5-hole. The offensive barrage continues in the third as the Raptors put up 7 in the frame. First up, Eric rockets one off of the goalie's shoulder pad into the bar and then across the goal line. Next, Dean may be one of our taller players, but he gets a shorty this time as he nets one on the penalty kill. Dean nets his second as Joe wins an offensive zone face-off to Diener, who makes a textbook pass to Ploney and then goes to the net to put back Eric's rebound. The team's fourth in the period would start with a Caleb Ivers breakaway, but the goalie makes a save. However, Logan Farrell is there to slam home the rebound. Logan's goal would kick off a stretch of 3 Raptor goals in less than a minute. Eric nets the second, scoring from the dot, and the third comes as Caleb Ivers hits Cam, who rifles it in. Caleb Ivers rounds out the scoring for the game as Nolan Mitchell's shot from the point is deflected and finds its way to Iverstick, who scores his first of the season. Raptors take it 14-1. Later that afternoon, the Raptors would visit the palatial St. James complex to take on the St. James A Navy team. Joe Baggs gets the scoring started as Ethan Chang digs one out of the corner and gets it to Joe, who beats a defender to get a shot on goal. The puck pops up and over the goalie's head and finds its way to the back of the net. St. James ties it up a few moments later, but then we find ourselves at a familiar refrain as the hairline goes to work. Caleb collects Cam's shot behind the net and feeds Logan Farrell to put the Raptors up for good. Then Caleb nets one of his own to push the lead to 2. It would stay that way until the third, when St. James' goalie struggles to cover the puck and Deacon plays to the whistle and scores on the rebound off a shot from Ploney. The rebounds would be kind to the Raptors as later in the period, Clemmy gets a shot off while being tripped and Timmy slams home the rebound with a backhand. The game would end 5-1. These two teams would be back at it the next morning for game 2 of the series. This game would start a little different as St. James scores on the first shift to give the Raptors their first deficit of the season. Diener would knot it at 1 late in the first and then almost give the Raptors the lead as he takes the shot on a 2-on-0 but hits the bar. However, Joseph Kurtz would be there to shove home the loose change. Then Joe stretches the lead to 2 in the second period before picking up his third in the third as the Raptors are on the penalty kill. Deacon Redding finishes off the scoring as Noli holds his own, passes it to Deacon, who nets the Raptors' 5th for a 5-1 final. That afternoon, the Raptors take on the St. James AA Gold team in their 4th game in 27 hours. Unfortunately, the Raptors just don't have the legs as St. James puts the first 5 on the board before the Raptors claw one back as Joseph Kurtz hits Dean Margulies for the Raptors' lone goal of the game as the Raptors drop their first of the season 5-1. All in all, a solid weekend as the Raptors pick up 3 wins in the span of a day.